Hey, 8:20 now, you're listening to Breakfast on BBC Wiltshire. Ben with you. Karen Gardner with talk of all her mangold hurling coming up before 9 o'clock. But now, knitters in Wiltshire are marking Remembrance Week with a special installation. The Swindon-based Stitch'n'Bitch Group have made a Spitfire display for the town's museum and art gallery. It's also celebrating 100 years of the RAF, and I thought it was time that I went to see it myself. And there, its creators with me, Eileen, Susie and Linda.
Why don't you do propeller, Eileen? Couldn't you be bothered? Well, no, it's just that we thought that when it was actually flying, you don't actually see the propeller, do you?
And you were really worried about the aerial as well at the back, weren't you?
Yeah, we didn't do an aerial.
Behind the cockpit. I don't think it wouldn't have added anything, I don't think, because it just looks amazing.
Got a bit of graph paper. Tracy and Susie had been along and taken measurements for the space that we had to work with. Then we came along, had a good look. Then we set to with it, and with some knitting wool, piece of balsa wood and some bubble wrap. Hence we have our Spitfire.
Absolutely wonderful. You must be proud. There's a pilot in it as well, apparently, I've been told. Susie was telling me.
Yeah, it was quite difficult getting it to scale. One of the things we did think that came up was that the Spitfire obviously wasn't around for the First World War. So, have we got a plan again? But then, because it was the 100th anniversary of the RAF, decided to put RAF 100 on the side of the aeroplane, so it married the two together. And that's so. And we didn't want to put on any other number that would upset people if the number on the plane.
In terms of size and scale, what is it? A few feet long?
2'6" long, and the wingspan's 2'6".
With the green and what's the official colour? I was about to call it brown. I don't want to step into any trap.
Actually.
Green and fawn.
It's quite difficult because there are lots of different colours of Spitfires. You know, if you look through the archives and that, they change the colours quite a bit. And the different logo, the symbols, the circles on the side, they all varied. So we kept it fairly plain and... and then the girls set to and they made all these wonderful poppies.
Yeah, the jet stream is magnificent, isn't it? But just let's walk underneath the fuselage of the Spitfire, and just in a rise, isn't it, suspended with its red string from the ceiling, and it looks the picture, doesn't it? Oh, there he is, there's the pilot.
It's a bit of fishing line, actually.
Is it really?
It's a sharp braking strain.
Susie, what do you most like about it?
It's got to be the pilot. I just think that was such a lovely touch to have a little pilot in there. We ought to have name the pilot competition.
Oh, we love that on BBC Wiltshire.
Yeah,
name anything.
We must have a Spitfire pilot somewhere in Swindon that we could name him after. That
there must be someone listening, a son, a grandson, a granddaughter, a niece or nephew of someone who flew such an awesome aircraft. What a good idea.
One of the ladies that used to transport them up and down the country.
Yeah.
It's not just the fighters. What about the people who delivered them?
All the ground crew, yeah. Or made the engines.
So who is that pilot?
And for you, Linda?
I think it just looks fantastic. All the hard work that's gone into it, and people don't realise what the group does. We've got displays all around Swindon, and we've done different ones over the years.
Yeah.
But this looks particularly fantastic.
This is up there with the best you've done, you reckon?
I think so.
Because remind us, the projects you've been involved in.
We've done Brunel last year with a cloak. And we did Poppy Man at Wombasset, yeah. So lots of poppies have been taken to various outlets and sold that have been knitted.
You can feel, can't you, this year that I know with the 100 years it is special.
It is special, very special.
This time of year, full stop is, but the amount of events going on and organisations coming together.
Yeah, it's good. It's got to be remembered. Everybody's got to remember. All the children, school children, need to know and remember.
You're right at the end of the jet stream there, aren't you, Linda?
Yeah, I am. It's lovely.
Now, forget the end of the rainbow, you're at the end of the jet stream. It's a real delight to see it, actually. I just take a few minutes of the big tour of the whole museum, which is, of course, filled with absolute beautiful exhibits. That's the Swindon Museum and Art Gallery, where you can see the Swindon-based Stitch'n'Bitch's latest effort to remember the important things in life. That's Spitfire there. I think until the end of the year you can go and see it, so it's not just until this weekend. At 8:25, I'll tweet a photo of it later as well.